Yes, good morning, students. Good morning, everyone. Meanwhile, all of you join. So I'll be just rewriting what we did in the previous lecture just to connect. So we started with the chapter of multiple integrals. And in this chapter, we had discussed about that a double integral represents a volume. So what kind of functions are given to us? So you are given function of two variables fx, y over a certain region R in xy plane. So this R is some region in your domain, which is the xy plane. So dA just represents dx dy or dy dx. So this is nothing but represents the volume of the solid, which is formed by z is equal to fxy, which is this function, over the region R in xy plane. This was what we discussed, and then we discussed that uh, this is particularly equal to, this volume is particularly equal to fxy dy dx or fxy dx dy. So if it is dy is first, so the order of integration, you are first integrating with respect to y. So then the limits, the inner limits are of y variable and the outer limits are of x variable. And if you are integrating with respect to x first, then inner limits are of x, outer limits are of y. So in this case, this R is a which kind of region? This R is a rectangular domain, because when you draw this in xy plane, so both x and y are having constant values. X is equal to a, x is equal to b, y is equal to c, and y is equal to d. These will be two horizontal lines and they will be two vertical lines. So you are always going to get a rectangular kind of domain. So over a rectangular kind of domain, it does not really matter in whichever order you integrate, because both the limits are constant limits. Both x and y are having constant limits. So the meaning of constant limits is a rectangular region, because you always get this type of region. So today we are going to take up the next kind of regions which are non-rectangular. So the obviously this definition will be still valid, that this integral, if you solve, this will be giving us the volume. So the questions will be like finding the volume. So we will be required to solve a double integral only. But if the domain is a non-rectangular domain, so what is the difference it creates? This is what we want to discuss. So if R is a non-rectangular region or domain, I'm using the both the words in parallel, that whatever is R is rectangular or non-rectangular region or domain. So in general, in xy plane, say you can have this kind of domain, you can have some random looking domain, like anywhere it can be. So all of these, something which is different from a rectangle or a square, comes in the category of non-rectangular domain. But these are very random. Random means these are, their boundaries are irregular. Irregular boundaries means it is difficult for us to define their equations of the boundaries, right? So we will be focusing in this chapter only on two specific kind of non-rectangular regions. So what I'm trying to say, that in general there can be any type of non-rectangular regions, but we are going to focusing only on two types. So what are those two types? So let us discuss that. So the first type is this. Say, okay, let me go back to this. So in this, both x and y were having constant limits, because both of them were having the horizontal and the vertical lines. So in this case, in the first case, we are going to take that x is lying between two constant values, x is equal to a and x is equal to b, while the limits of other variable, which is y, they are not constants. So what is that something which is not a constant? So if it is not a constant, it has to be a variable. So it has to be a function of x. So it is something like x is equal to a, x is equal to b. That from x side, this will be bounded by horizontal, sorry, two vertical lines. while on y side it will be something like a curve, not a constant one, right? So the, if it would have been constant, so it would have been a perfectly horizontal line. Since it is not constant, so this is some function. So now y is going to be a function of x only, because you are in xy plane, so there are only two variables. So if you draw a curve in xy plane, so we know that any curve is having this kind of equation, that y will be some function of x. So y is equal to g1x, this is a theoretical notation, and y is equal to g2x. So that means on y side, your domain is bounded by curves, not by horizontal lines. So this will be your kind of region. This I have just drawn for example. You will see in different questions, you will have different kind of curves, right? So this is what one kind of domain you are going to have. What is this kind of domain? X limits are constant, while y limits are functions of x, right? So now what we have to do is we have to write a formula for volume. That still we are supposed to find the volume of the solid which is formed by, you will be given a function z is equal to fxy over the region R. Region R is this, which we have just marked, right? So in this case, what is going to be that formula? So that I am going to tell you. The formula is obviously double integral fxy. This is the general thing which we write every time, that over the region R you integrate. But now we have to write the actual thing. Okay, in which order you have to integrate. See, that was the difference. Over a rectangular domain, whichever order you choose does not matter. The only thing you have to take care is, if we are integrating with respect to y first, so inner limits are of y. If you are integrating with respect to x later, so outer limits are of x, and vice versa. So here we have to now write a specific order. So for this kind of domains, when x is having constant limits and y is having variable limits, so we will be first integrating with respect to y and then with respect to x. So the inner limits will be for y. So y limits are g1x to g2x, because you can see y is lying between these two curves. This is the lower limit because this curve is lying below, and this curve lying above. So this is the upper limit. So y limits are g1x to g2x, and then the next outer limits will be for x, and they are a to b, which are given to us. They will be constant, right? So this is the order for this kind of domains, because I'm telling you, you will be having this kind of domains, that one of the variables will be having variable limits, the other variable is going to have constant limits. So you just need to remember, the variable limits are going to be inside, the constant limits have to be outside. Now you can ask why it is so, because ultimately this number has to represent a volume. It has to come out a scalar quantity. The final answer has to be a number, it cannot be a function. So you can take any particular example, say a hypothetical example I can create for you. Say 0 to 1, and say x to x square, say xy dy dx. We will be doing specific example, but this is just to explain you that why is this logic that the constant limits have to be outside. So you can obviously see that this function will be integrated with respect to y only first. So when you will be integrating with respect to y first, so this will be x y square by 2, and then you will be substituting the upper and lower limit of y. So after substituting upper and lower limit of y, this quantity is going to be purely a function of x. And then you integrate with respect to x. And after integration, when you will be substituting the constant limits, it will be turning out to be a numerical value. I hope that is clear to all. I am not solving it. I am not showing you the calculations. We'll do that in questions. But here I'm just giving you the idea what's going to happen. That first, if you integrate with respect to y, so you'll get this, and then in place of y, now when you will be substituting upper limit minus lower limit, so the final quantity is going to be a function of x, and when that will be integrated with respect to x and the limits will be substituted, the final answer is going to be a number, a numerical value. However, if you do the opposite, say you say okay, that the outer limits are the variable one but the inner limits are the x, So in that case, you will be integrating with respect to x first. So if case you integrate with respect to x first, see what is going to happen, right? This one. This is your, sorry, x to x square 0 to 1. Now when you will be substituting for x upper limit and lower limit, you will get, it is say 1 minus 0, so that will be 1, so it will be y by 2 dy x to x square. And now you integrate with respect to y, so you will get y square by 4 x to x square. So your final answer, as you can see, is x raised to power 4 by 4 minus x square by 4 is not a numerical value, it's a function of x. That is completely wrong, but it, because it theoretically we have seen it has to represent the volume, so that has to be a numerical value. So this is completely wrong, right? So this is just a way to explain to you that why this is valid. So you just need to remember it like this way, that the constant limits have to be outside and the variable limits have to be inside. So this is for one kind of domain. What can be the other kind of domain? The other kind of domain can be the opposite of this. The opposite of this means, in this case, y is having constant limits, horizontal lines, while on x side you are having some curves, right? So this is going to be your region. I'm just drawing them hypothetically, they can be anything. So these curves are given like this. So you know you are in xy plane, so if I give you any curve, so you can write y as a function of x, but the same thing I can also write x as a function of y, some other function, we know that. If I give you y is equal to x square and I ask you to represent x in terms of y, so x will be, what will be the value of x in this case? The square root of y plus minus. So that will have two branches. So whatever means, what I'm trying to say is, if you have a y as a function of x, you can always express it in x in terms of y. So you will have the curves. So you will have the information given in the question in this form, that y is having constant limits and the x is having variable limits. Variable means function limits, you can say. So in this case, your volume, which is your double integral fx y dA over the region R. So this is your region R. So this is going to be now integrated in the order dx dy, because x is having variable limits. So x with respect to x, you will be integrating first. So this whatever will be these functions, and then finally you have to integrate later with respect to y, which is having constant limits, say c to d. So both of these are volumes. So depending upon what information is given to you, accordingly you have to integrate, right? So if x is having constant limits, then you have to deal in one way. If y is having constant limits, you have to deal in one way. Overall, how to remember this, that I have told you, always remember constant limits will come outside. That's it. So now let's move towards a question. If you have any doubts, I'll be taking that up in the end of the lecture. Let's just move to specific questions and then you will be more clear about it. So this is the first kind of question you are going to have. Sketch the region of integration and solve the integral. So you are given the integral 0 to pi, 0 to x, x sine y, dy dx. So this is the one kind of question, and this is a easy kind of question, because in this you are directly given the information that first you have to integrate with respect to y and then with respect to x, right? So you don't need to worry about that what should be the order of the integration. Okay, the only thing you have to do is to sketch the region of integration, otherwise directly solve this. So these kind of questions lie in the category of easy questions, because directly limits are given to you, you just need to integrate it directly. So we know the order of the integration is also given to us, because specifically they have written dy dx, right? So now let's see, before solving the integral we have to sketch the region also. So to sketch the region, I need to know that what are the curves I need to draw. So this is my x-axis, this is my y-axis. So for that I have to look at this information at the integral. So since this is dy, So it clearly tells me that these are the inner limits are the limits of y, and the outer limits are limits of x, because this fundamental is never going to change. If whatever variable is coming here first, the inner limits are of that variable. So these are the limits of y, and the outer limits are limits of x. So limits of y are y lies from y varies from 0 to x, 0 to x, while x varies from 0 to pi. So you can see x is having the constant limits because both 0 and pi are constants, while y is having the variable limits, right? So whatever it is, we have to draw that. So clearly, because both of them are not having constant limits, you already know that the region which we are going to get is going to be a non-rectangular region, because the rectangular or the square kind of regions are there only if both x and y are having constant limits. So since one of them is having the variable limits, so you are never going to get a rectangular region. So that's just a hint. Let's draw this region. What is this region? So for that, let's draw the curves first. So y varies from 0 to x. So y varies from 0. So you have to draw now two lines, two curves. Y is equal to 0 and y is equal to x. So everybody knows this, how to draw y is equal to 0. So this is x-axis is already drawn, which is y is equal to 0. Another line which you need to draw is y is equal to x. So everybody knows, sorry about it, not very accurate. So this is y is equal to x. Everybody knows this equation of the line. Y, this is line, straight line passing through the region y is equal to x. So we drawn the y limits. Now you draw the x limits. So x varies from 0 to pi. So x is equal to 0 you have to draw, and x is equal to pi. So we know that both of these are going to be two vertical lines. So x is equal to 0 is this, and x is equal to pi. So randomly somewhere x is equal to pi is this, right? So can you identify what is going to be the region now? Once you draw the four boundaries, y side also, x side also, you should be able to identify the region after that, that what is my region of integration. So I always told you that the region of integration is always going to be a bounded and closed region. So it's definitely going to be this one, triangle. And you can also understand it from here, that y is equal to 0 is the lower limit, and y is equal to x is going to be the upper limit. So this is the lower limit. So this is the upper limit. So that means the region is going to be above this line and the region is going to be below this line. Because ये lower limit है, तो इसके नीचे आप नहीं जा सकते हो, region mark नहीं करोगे. And y is equal to x is the upper limit. So that means your region cannot be above the line. Y is equal to x, so it has to be below this. Similarly, x is equal to 0 is the lower limit for x. So ये x की direction है. सो x की डायरेक्शन में लेफ्ट जो पॉइंट होगा वो x इज इक्वल टू 0 होगा, और राइट मोस्ट पॉइंट इज x इज इक्वल टू पाई. सो दिस हैज टू बी लेफ्ट ऑफ दिस लाइन. सो यू टेक द इंटरसेक्शन ऑफ ऑल दिस, सो यू आर गोइंग टू गेट दिस a b c. This is your region of integration. So do not just make the triangle, you mark the region also, so that we come to know, okay, you have identified the region correctly, right? So the triangular one is your correct answer. So we have answered this part, sketch the region of integration. So your ABC is the region. Now you just need to solve the integral, right? So let's solve the integral. So the integral is 0 to pi, 0 to x, x sine y, dy dx. So clearly, firstly we have to integrate with respect to y, right? So integrate with respect to y, so only sine y will be integrated. So what is the integral of sine y? It's minus cos y. So it's minus x cos y dx. And in this, obviously, you have to substitute the limits of y. What are the limits of y? 0 to x, right? So sine ka integral humne kar liya, that is minus cos y. And now, firstly, we will be solving this one. So this is minus x cos x, and cos 0, the lower limit is going to be 1, cos 0 is 1, so only x will be there. If 1 minus is already there, and 1 minus will be coming from upper limit minus lower limit. So basically this will be plus. Okay. So this is just one question I'm solving the integral for you, just to give you an idea. But otherwise in every question you have to do the integration part yourself, because I presume that you know the formulas for integration. So that is why I will be leaving the questions at that step only. So you need to further carry on yourself. So only in this question I'm doing it. So as you can see, after substituting the upper and lower limit, this one is now clearly just function of x. So you just integrate with respect to x. So let's first take up this one. X integral of x is x square by 2 and the limits are 0 to pi. And then you have another term x cos x. So x cos x you have to integrate by parts. So minus I have kept outside. So x cos x integral is first function, integral of second, minus integral of derivative of first, which is x, and cos x is again sin x dx, and here also limits needs to be substituted. So this is pi square by 2 coming from here, minus 0, and this is a minus sign. So here you just substitute. So this is sin pi is also 0, upper limit, sin 0 is also 0. So ये 0 हो जाएगा factor, 1 negative. Again integral of sine is minus cos. So this will be plus cos x 0 to pi. So this is pi square by 2 minus. So this is cos pi minus cos 0. So this is pi square by 2. Cos pi is minus 1. Cos 0 is 1. So this is pi square by 2 plus 2. That is your answer. So final answer has to be a scalar quantity, a constant value. So obviously this all depends upon how much efficient you are in the integration and doing the calculation. So you need to really practice upon that, because in this chapter important things will be these: limits decide करना, regions draw करना. उसके बाद जब एक बार integral formulate हो गया, the rest of the things depends upon how accurately you can solve the integral. So this was one kind of question in which you were directly given the limits in the integral form. Directly integral आपके सामने लिखा हुआ था, order भी आपको given था कि इस order में करना है. Now we will move to the next type of question in which you are not given any information like this. Rather, the whole question is in the form of a statement. Like I'm going to start with a simple question. So the statements will be like this: find volume. So from here it is clear that you need to solve a double integral in the question. So find volume of a prism whose base is a triangle in xy plane bounded by the lines y is equal to x, x is equal to 1, and the top lies in plane z is equal to 3 minus x minus y. So this is the statement of the question. So you need to know what we need to do in this question, because they are asking to find the volume. So we need to solve a double integral. And now once you decide, okay, you need to solve a double integral. So we know what are the informations required. fxy whatever, यहाँ हम DA ही लिखेंगे इन जनरल, बिकॉज ऑर्डर ऑफ इंटीग्रेशन अभी हम डिसाइड नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, राइट? और यहाँ पे हमें रीजन चाहिए. सो यू नीड टू नो द रीजन, तभी हमें लिमिट्स पता चलेंगी. और you need to know the order of integration, and you need to know this function. Once these three things are given to you, you will be able to find the volume. So this is going to be your volume. So one important point from here is, like, if you compare this question with the previous question, so in previous question statement, if this would not have been there, if they had not asked us to sketch the region of integration, if the only question would have been solve the integral, we would have directly solved it, right? Because you see, while solving we did not look at the region, because we were already given the limits. हमें रीजन को देखने की जरूरत तभी पड़ती है जब हमें लिमिट्स डिसाइड करने होते हैं. बट जब हमें लिमिट्स ऑलरेडी पता है, ऑर्डर ऑफ इंटीग्रेशन भी पता है, so we can directly solve it even without drawing the region. ये तो इन्होंने specifically बोला था sketching the region of integration, so we sketched it, right? So in this kind of question, when you are already given everything, so region sketching is not necessary unless or until they ask it. but as I already told you, you just assume it that this is necessary, because आप जितने ज़्यादा regions of integration draw करोगे, you'll have more efficiency in that. Like in this question, it is absolutely essential to draw the region of integration, because without drawing the region of integration, you won't be able to find the limits. Mark my statement, many of the students skip the sketching the region of the integration because they say okay कि question में तो बोला ही नहीं है sketch करने के लिए, तो हम क्यों sketch करें. But that is completely wrong technique. Then they try to guess the limits of integration just by reading the statement. That's a completely wrong technique. You will be 80% time doing the wrong question. So that's why in this question, assume that it is absolutely necessary to draw the region of integration. Without drawing that, you won't be able to find the limits. So that's why the first thing we need to do is draw the region of integration, right? अब draw कहाँ करना है हमें? XY plane में. We know the regions we are always going to draw in the XY plane. While this thing, whatever they will be talking about top, the top lies in the plane. So this is Z is actually a function of xy. So this has nothing to do with the region of integration. This number, this function purely is just directly going to be substituted here. ये मैंने आपको लास्ट टाइम भी बताया था कि यहाँ पे जो इंटीग्रैंड जिसको हम बोलते हैं, जिसका इंटीग्रल करना है, that absolutely does not play any role in deciding the limits of integration. So whatever in your statement, wherever you find the top lies in the plane, so the top is lying on the z-axis, so this function is always just going to be directly here substituted. So that means the rest part of the question will be deciding in the region. So you can see from here, what is the region? So base means in xy plane, it's a triangle. So they have given you the hint, it's a triangular region bounded by these lines, right? So these two lines are given to us. Let's draw these lines and see what kind of region do we get. So it's simple. जो भी information xy plane में given है, आपको वो draw करना है. So you are given y is equal to x. So y is equal to x हम draw कर लेते हैं. xy axis तो obviously हमेशा draw करेंगे ही हम. This is my x axis. This is my y-axis. And other line which you need to draw is x is equal to 1. So x is equal to 1 is a vertical line. So this is x is equal to 1. So you can see they have given you the hint, it's a triangular region, and moreover this is the only region which is in this plane which is bounded and closed. बाकी सब open regions हैं, unbounded regions हैं. So this is going to be your region of integration, because this is the triangle bounded between the lines y is equal to x and x is equal to 1 in the xy plane, right? So once you draw the region of integration, so after that, now we are going to write here the limits of integration. So here is an important point. This dA will be substituted either by dx dy or by dy dx. Like unlike the previous question, in the previous question they had told you dy dx, so we were clear about it कि y को ही पहले integrate करना है. But यहाँ पे in questions में you will be always having the choice whether you want to integrate with respect to whether you want to choose this as your order of integration or you want to choose this as your order of integration. So most of the times we choose this one. There is no I'll tell you both how to do. Means whatever you decide, in both cases you can solve the question. I'll give you both examples, but let's first take this example, that suppose I decide this dy dx, right? I hope this is clear up to here. So then we are, because we are deciding that now order of integration, so I have decided dy dx. So once I have decided dy dx, what is the next thing? Next thing is to write these limits. So it's clear from here that the inner limits, this will be, here will be limits of y and the outer limits will be limits of x. And outer limits are always the constant limits, you know that, and the inner limits of y are going to be, yes, so you tell me inner limits are going to be constant or variable. Outer limits are always constant limits 100% times. Inner limits are of y, because I'm integrating with respect to y first. So you just need to tell me the inner limits of y will be constant or variable. This is the question I'm asking. So you write your answers in the chat box. Inner limits should be variable limits. See, first hint is, you look at your region. Your region is a triangle, it's a non-rectangle. So whatever is non-rectangle means non-square also, you understand that. So there the one limits of the one of the variable will always have variable limits. So the only case when you are having both the limits are constant limits is when your region is a rectangular kind of regions, right? For all the other region types, it's always going to be like this: outer limits constant, inner limits variable. Now inner limits are of y, so I need to now find the lower limit and upper limit of y. So how to decide that? Now this is a technique you just need to learn, because this is going to be used in every question. That आपने डिसाइड तो कर लिया कि मुझे y की लिमिट्स वेरिएबल लिमिट्स लिखनी है, बट वो कैसे डिसाइड करना है? So the easiest technique is, like, this is the only technique, that you draw a vertical line passing through your region of integration. So ये technique किसके लिए? I'm again repeating, this technique is for deciding the limits of y, right? Variable limits. So you draw a vertical line. तो obviously क्योंकि y की यही direction है, तो हम vertical line upwards draw करेंगे passing through your region of integration. And then you note 2 points: the point of entry in your region of integration and the point of exit. जो भी आपने vertical hypothetical line draw किया है, वो एंटर किस पॉइंट पे कर रहा है और वो एग्जिट किस पॉइंट पे कर रहा है. एंट्री एग्जिट इज रेलिवेंट टू विद रिलेटिव टू योर रीजन ऑफ इंटीग्रेशन. देखो यहां से ये लाइन एंटर किया, यहाँ पे ये एग्जिट किया, और मैं ये लाइन कहीं पे भी ड्रॉ करूं रीजन ऑफ इंटीग्रेशन में, so the entry point and the exit point, obviously the points changes, but entry is always on x-axis as you can see, and the exit is always on this line y is equal to x. Wherever I draw this line throughout my region of integration, wherever, this is definitely you need to check, then the point of entry is always lying on x-axis and the point of exit is always lying on y is equal to x. So if you are sure about it, okay, that this is same, that means these are your final lower and upper limits. Wherever you draw the line of integration, you note 2 points, point of entry and point of exit. If you are always getting them same on the same equations, on the same curves, so that means that is your final deciding factor. So the lower limit of y will be the lower one, entry one, so which is x-axis. So x-axis का mathematical equation क्या है? y is equal to 0. So यहाँ पे हम लिखेंगे y is equal to 0. और exit point कहाँ पे है? इस लाइन पे. Because आप ही ने region draw किया है, तो आप ये curves, ये lines जो भी वहां पे होगा, you already know their mathematical equations, right? So this exit is always lying on the line y is equal to x. So this is my upper limit. I hope this is clear to everyone. So because if anybody has having any doubt in this, please ask, because this is something you have to do in every question. You draw the region, and then after marking the region, you decide your order of integration. After deciding order of integration, you decided, okay, y has to be the inner limit, so that has to be a variable limit. So this is the way you have to decide. You draw a vertical line, note the point of entry, note the point of exit. So if that is coming uniform, wherever you draw this line, it's always coming same. So these are your final limits. And how to decide the limits of x now? How you will be deciding the limits of x? Now because I know x की limits constant ही आएंगी, outer limits are always constant limits. So x direction में आपको point mark करना है. अब x के direction है ये, right? So आपको 2 point mark करने हैं. Leftmost, just take another pen. Yeah, leftmost point of the region. तो ये आपका लेफ्ट मोस्ट पॉइंट ट्रायंगल का, एवरीबडी कैन नोटिस कि जहां पे भी जो भी रीजन है उसका लेफ्ट मोस्ट पॉइंट क्या है, उसके कोऑर्डिनेट्स लिख लो. और राइट मोस्ट पॉइंट क्या है? अब राइट मोस्ट पॉइंट यहाँ पे ये भी है, ये भी है, मींस एक्चुअली दिस होल बाउंड्री इज द राइट बाउंड्री ऑफ योर रीजन. सो इस पे ऑब्वियसली एक्स की वैल्यू क्या है? 1. अगर आप कोऑर्डिनेट्स भी लिखना चाहते हो, सो दिस इज 1, 0, दिस इज 1, 1. So this is the leftmost point. अब x के लिमिट्स डिसाइड करने का तरीका बता रही हूँ आपको लेफ्ट मोस्ट पॉइंट देखना है और राइट मोस्ट पॉइंट देखना है। तो लेफ्ट मोस्ट पॉइंट के कोऑर्डिनेट्स लिख के उसकी x वैल्यू लिखनी है, सो दैट इज योर लोअर लिमिट ऑफ x। और राइट मोस्ट पॉइंट, ये सारे ही राइट मोस्ट पॉइंट हैं, तो आप उनका x कोऑर्डिनेट देखोगे, दैट इज 1, सो दिस इज 1। सो योर फाइनल इंटीग्रल इज 0 to 1 0 to x 3 minus x minus y dy dx। so this is what you have to solve। बस यही डिफरेंस है। प्रीवियस क्वेश्चन में डायरेक्टली यहां से स्टार्ट करना था बिकॉज दिस वाज ऑलरेडी गिवन टू अस। ये वाले क्वेश्चन में हमें यहां तक पहुंचना है लिमिट्स एक्यूरेटली आइडेंटिफाई करके, राइट। सो नाउ यू कैन सॉल्व दिस इंटीग्रल एंड टेल मी द वैल्यू। सॉल्व तो आप कर ही सकते हो, तो अब आपको क्लियर है कि पहले y विद रिस्पेक्ट टू y सॉल्व करना है, फिर विद रिस्पेक्ट टू x सॉल्व करना है। yes, the answer is 1। okay, yes Pranshu, you can ask your doubt।
मैम इसमें हमें ये थोड़ी कहा था कि फर्स्ट क्वाड्रेंट में ही बाउंडेड होगा एरिया।
नहीं नहीं कहा था, बट आप सोचो ना और कोई रीजन बन ही नहीं रहा। आप ये ट्रायंगल कोइंसिडेंटली फर्स्ट क्वाड्रेंट में ही आ रहा है, जानबूझ के तो हमने ट्रायंगल का कोई पार्ट नहीं छोड़ा है, और कोई
हम
रीजन बन
हमें
ही नहीं
ये नहीं
रहा है
कहा
ना।
था ना कि एक्स एक्सिस से बाउंडेड है या फिर।
बट वो ऑटोमेटिकली बाउंडेड है ना। देखो एक्स एक्सिस वाई एक्सिस तो हम ऑलरेडी हमेशा ड्रॉ करते ही करते हैं, इट्स ऑलवेज टू बी ड्रॉन, राइट। और आप अगर एक्स एक्सिस को हटा दो तो कोई ट्रायंगल बन ही नहीं रहा ना, इसके अलावा कोई और
अब वही
ट्रायंगल
ना
बन ही
मैम,
नहीं रहा।
क्योंकि अगर एक्स एक्सिस नहीं है सपोज करो, फिर तो हमें मतलब कोई एक थर्ड चीज देनी पड़ेगी।
हाँ फिर वो देंगे, अगर मान लो उन्होंने एक्स एक्सिस से बाउंड नहीं कराना होता तो वो बता देते कि y इज इक्वल टू -2, कोई तो हॉरिजॉन्टल लाइन बताते ना,
हाँ जी,
जैसे
हाँ जी,
हाँ।
हाँ।
तो वो नहीं है, सो दैट इज मींस इट्स डिफॉल्ट एक्स एक्सिस से ही वो बाउंडेड है। तो वो
ओके
इसीलिए हम
मैम।
एक्स वाई एक्सिस हमेशा ड्रॉ करते ही करते हैं, क्योंकि उनको वो डिफॉल्ट ऑब्वियसली मान के चला जाता है। बट अगर यहाँ लिख देते से y इज इक्वल टू -2, फिर हम एक्स एक्सिस को बाउंडेड नहीं मानते, फिर हम यहाँ लाइन ड्रॉ करते हैं, यहाँ पे कोई y इज इक्वल टू वट, वो ट्रायंगल जो बनता है उसको कंसिडर करते हैं, राइट। तो अपनी तरफ से
ओके
कुछ
मैम।
अज्यूम नहीं करना है कि ऐसा होना चाहिए, जो है उसके हिसाब से यू सी इन जो हमने ड्रॉ कर लिया उसके बाद एक ही ट्रायंगल नजर आ रहा है, तो ऑब्वियसली दैट इज योर रीजन ऑफ इंटीग्रेशन। The answer is 1। all of you can very easily solve this one। the answer is 1। now I will tell you the other way। अब ये हो गया क्वेश्चन खत्म, डोंट गेट कंफ्यूज कि हमें दोनों से करना है, इट इज जस्ट आई एम टेलिंग यू द अदर वे। इफ यू वुड हैव डिसाइडेड कि मुझे dx dy से सॉल्व करना है, देन हाउ वुड यू हैव डन इट, सो दैट आई एम गोइंग टू एक्सप्लेन। अदरवाइज दिस क्वेश्चन इज फिनिश्ड, आपको एक ही ऑर्डर से करना है। वो मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम हम dy dx ले लेते हैं बिकॉज हमारी इमेजिनेशन में y एज अ फंक्शन ऑफ x ज्यादा सेट होता है rather than x as a function of y, so we know that already। so वो हमारे लिए easy होती हैं चीजें डील करनी। but you will see हम और एग्जांपल्स करेंगे कि कुछ क्वेश्चंस में हमें देखना होगा कि किस ऑर्डर में करना बेनिफिशियल है। बट यहाँ पे आई एम जस्ट गिविंग यू एन आइडिया नाउ कि व्हाट इफ यू हैड डिसाइडेड कि हमें dx dy में करना है, तब हम कैसे करते। तो अगर आप dx dy से डिसाइड करोगे, तो इस केस में क्या होगा क्लियरली, 3 माइनस एक्स माइनस वाई डी एक्स डी वाई। सो इसमें इनर लिमिट्स x की आएंगी, आउटर लिमिट्स आपकी y की आएंगी। तो y की लिमिट्स कांस्टेंट आएंगी, आउटर लिमिट्स जो है कांस्टेंट, बट इनर लिमिट्स आपकी किसकी आएंगी, x की, विच विल बी वेरिएबल बिकॉज हेयर यू हैव रिटन dx। सो जैसे y की लिमिट्स डिसाइड करने के लिए आपने वर्टिकल लाइन ड्रॉ किया था, तो x की लिमिट्स डिसाइड करने के लिए व्हाट वी विल डू, हम हॉरिजॉन्टल लाइन ड्रॉ करेंगे, राइट। लेट मी ड्रॉ दिस अगेन, ये ज्यादा हौच पौच हो जाएगा। सो ये आपका ट्रायंगल है। जैसे y की लिमिट्स के लिए हमने, ट्रायंगल नहीं बदलेगा, रीजन तो वही है। अब हम x की लिमिट्स फाइंड करना चाहते हैं, तो उसके लिए व्हाट वी आर गोइंग टू डू, ओके दिस इज योर रीजन ऑफ इंटीग्रेशन। सो हम हॉरिजॉन्टल लाइन ड्रॉ करेंगे और मूविंग इन द पॉजिटिव x डायरेक्शन। बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स को ये कंफ्यूजन होता है कि आपको कैसे पता कि लेफ्ट टू राइट जाना है कि राइट टू लेफ्ट जाना है। इन x डायरेक्शन वी ऑलवेज मूव फ्रॉम लेफ्ट टू राइट बिकॉज वो ही x के इंक्रीज होने की डायरेक्शन है, और y की डायरेक्शन में वी ऑलवेज मूव फ्रॉम लोअर टू अबव, अपर की तरफ जाते हैं। सो दिस इज द आफ्टर ड्रॉइंग द हॉरिजॉन्टल लाइन, exactly on the similar lines you have to you have to mark the point of entry and you have to mark the point of exit कि वो horizontal line आपके रीजन में कहाँ एंटर कर रही है कहाँ एग्जिट कर रही है. अब ये लाइन इस पूरे रीजन में मैं कहीं पे भी ड्रॉ करूं, सो एंट्री एग्जिट, एंट्री ये जरूर चेक करना है आपको, लाइन को वेरिएशन करके जरूर चेक करना है कि हर बार एंट्री एग्जिट सेम ही आ रहा है कि अलग अलग आ रहा है. विल हैव एग्जांपल जिसमें अलग आएगा तो वी विल सी वहां पे क्या करेंगे, बट दिस यू नीड टू चेक. सो यहाँ पे एंट्री पॉइंट हमेशा ये वाली लाइन पे है. एज यू कैन सी ये सारे एंट्री पॉइंट्स हैं, रीजन में एंट्री करने के पॉइंट्स y इज इक्वल टू एक्स लाइन पे हैं और एग्जिट वाले पॉइंट्स कहाँ पे हैं, x इज इक्वल टू 1 पे. तो जो इनर लिमिट्स हमें x की लिखनी है, अब y इज इक्वल टू एक्स मीन्स तो यहाँ से आपको अब x इन टर्म्स ऑफ y लिखना पड़ेगा बिकॉज आपकी लिमिट्स अब आप x की एज अ फंक्शन ऑफ y रिप्रेजेंट करना चाह रहे हो. सो x इज इक्वल टू y, x इज इक्वल टू 1. तो एंट्री वाली लिमिट विल बी द लोअर लिमिट, एग्जिट वाली लिमिट विल बी द अपर लिमिट. सो y टू 1 हो जाएगा, वो फंक्शन तो सेम ही रहेगा dx. और आउटर लिमिट्स अब आपको डिसाइड करनी है y की. सो आई एम आस्किंग यू what will be the limits of y. All of you write your answers in the chat box. I have already told you they will be constant limits, but what will be them, you please let me know. y की लिमिट्स क्या होंगे? ओके सो जैसे x की लिमिट्स आपने लेफ्ट मोस्ट और राइट मोस्ट पॉइंट से देखी थी, तो y की लिमिट्स हम देखेंगे लोअर मोस्ट पॉइंट ऑफ द रीजन एंड द अपर मोस्ट पॉइंट ऑफ द रीजन, क्योंकि y की वही डायरेक्शन है. तो y की लिमिट्स के लिए तो लोअर मोस्ट पॉइंट, तो आपके रीजन में सबसे नीचे वाली लाइन है ये, तो ये है x एक्सिस, तो y इज इक्वल टू 0 इज द लोअर लिमिट, क्योंकि कोई y तो नेगेटिव है ही नहीं है, तो इसके कोऑर्डिनेट्स हैं 0,0, इसके हैं 1,0, इसके हैं 1,1, विच आई ऑलवेज टेल यू कि कॉर्नर पॉइंट्स के मार्क करना कोऑर्डिनेट्स इज ऑलवेज बेनिफिशियल. तो लोअर मोस्ट पॉइंट ऑफ द रीजन में y की वैल्यू है 0 और ये आपका रीजन का सबसे टॉप मोस्ट पॉइंट है, अपर मोस्ट पॉइंट दैट इज 1. मींस पूरे रीजन में कहीं पे भी y 1 से बड़ा नहीं होगा, y की मैक्सिमम वैल्यू आपके पूरे रीजन में 1 है. दैट इज व्हाट वी मीन एसेंशियली. सो नाउ यू सॉल्व दिस वन. So I can solve this one for you. सेम ही आएगा बिकॉज वॉल्यूम तो वही रहेगा, सॉलिड भी वही है, रीजन भी वही है. इट इज जस्ट आपका चेंज, आपके सॉल्व करने का तरीका अलग अलग था. आपने dy dx से सॉल्व किया तो लिमिट्स अलग तरीके से डिसाइड होंगी, dx dy से सॉल्व किया तो लिमिट्स अलग तरीके से डिसाइड होंगी, बट इन द एंड द वॉल्यूम हैज टू बी सेम ऑब्वियसली. सो लेट मी सॉल्व दिस वन फॉर यू. सो लेट्स फर्स्ट सॉल्व विद रिस्पेक्ट टू x. सो 3x minus x square by 2 minus yx. This will be the integral with respect to x and then limits are y to 1 dy. Okay, let's first substitute these limits. So x की जगह पे 1. So 3 into 1 minus 1 by 2 minus y minus the lower limit x की जगह पे y, 3y plus हो जाएगा y square by 2 plus हो जाएगा y square dy. सो ये जो भी आया ये आपका प्योरली एज अ फंक्शन ऑफ y आया, इसको आप सिंप्लीफाई कर सकते हो. सो दैट्स 3 minus half, so that is just 5 by 2 minus 4y plus, so this is 1 plus half is 3 by 2 y square. This is a function of y which you have to now integrate with respect to y. Solve this one, you'll get your answer to be 1. The answer will be 1. Yes, Uday, you have a doubt?
Yes, ma'am. मैम ये जो मैम इसके अंदर हमने रीजन चेंज नहीं किया, तो हम जो रीजन के अंदर x और y वेरी कर रहे हैं वो कैसे चेंज हो गया मैम? अगर पहले x 0 से 1 था तो y से 1 कैसे हो गया?
हाँ, ये वो तो आपका पर्सपेक्टिव है ना देखने का. देखो आपको एक चीज पता है कि दोनों में से एक लिमिट्स कांस्टेंट होंगी, एक वेरिएबल होंगी, बिकॉज आई हैव ऑलरेडी एक्सप्लेन्ड यू कि दोनों कांस्टेंट लिमिट्स सिर्फ ये वाला रीजन देती है, रेक्टेंगुलर वाला. तो व्हेन योर रीजन इज अ नॉन रेक्टेंगुलर रीजन, so one of the limits has to be variable limits. अब according to the rule which I just explained in the beginning of the lecture, the variable limits have to be the inner one, because वो आप variable limits को बाहर रखोगे तो आपका आंसर एक numerical value नहीं आएगा, so that's wrong. So the variable limits have to be inside, and the outer limits are always the constant limits, because your final answer has to be a volume representing a scalar quantity. So first thing is that variable limits inside, constant limits outside. नाउ वेरिएबल लिमिट्स इनसाइड अब दो तरीके हैं. अब आपने डिसाइड करना है कि आपको x एज अ फंक्शन ऑफ y रखना है कि y एज अ फंक्शन ऑफ x रखना है. आपको जैसे मैंने ये दो बताए थे आपको यहाँ पे, यू हैव टू काइंड ऑफ कि आप x की लिमिट्स कांस्टेंट रख लो और y की फंक्शंस मान लो, और y की लिमिट्स कांस्टेंट रख लो और x की एज अ फंक्शन ऑफ y मान लो. बेसिकली कर्व तो वही रहेगी ना. y इज इक्वल टू x को मैं x इक्वल टू y लिखूं, लाइन तो वही रहेगी. सो रीजन तो नहीं बदल रहा आपका, इट इज जस्ट द वे यू आर सॉल्विंग. आप द ऑर्डर विच यू हैव चूजन फॉर इंटीग्रेशन इज डिफरेंट. सो यू आर सॉल्विंग इट विद dy dx. सो इन दैट केस आपको y को x के फंक्शंस में एक्सप्रेस करना पड़ेगा. इफ यू आर सॉल्विंग इट dx dy, आपको x एज अ फंक्शन ऑफ y एक्सप्रेस करना पड़ेगा, राइट? बट फाइनल आंसर विल बी सेम. तो यही तो था ना. फिर आप रेक्टेंगुलर और नॉन रेक्टेंगुलर में यही तो डिफरेंस था. जब आप रेक्टेंगुलर डोमेन की बात करते हो तो सिर्फ ये कांस्टेंट्स होते हैं, तो हमें सिर्फ अंदर शिफ्ट करना है. इसको चेंज किया तो इनको सिंपली इंटरचेंज कर लो. ABCD को AB को अंदर कर दिया, CD को बाहर कर दिया, बिकॉज वो कांस्टेंट ही होते हैं. यहाँ पे आप ऐसे नहीं कर सकते कि जैसे ही मैंने आपको कहा कि नहीं मुझे तो dx dy से सॉल्व करके बताओ, आप इनको इंटरचेंज नहीं कर सकते हो. दैट इज रॉन्ग. Is it clear?
यस मैम. मैम जैसे लिमिट ऑफ मैम अगर dy के साथ हम पहले इंटीग्रेट कर रहे हैं तो मैम उसके अंदर हमेशा लिमिट x की वेरिएबल में क्यों आती है? क्या y के वेरिएबल में लिमिट नहीं आ सकती?
बिकॉज y है ना, y के विद रिस्पेक्ट टू आपको पहले इंटीग्रेट करना है. तो y के विद रिस्पेक्ट टू इंटीग्रेट करना है, सो y को ही x का फंक्शन एक्सप्रेस किया जाएगा. क्योंकि जब आप y के विद रिस्पेक्ट टू इंटीग्रेट कर दोगे, उसके बाद जब अपर लिमिट और लोअर लिमिट सब्स्टिट्यूट होगी, वो x का फंक्शन होगी. तभी आपका अल्टीमेटली ओवरऑल एक फंक्शन x का बनेगा, जब आपका फिर एक वेरिएबल रह जाएगा. सो ऑलवेज रिमेंबर दिस. जब dy है, सो वो y विल बी एक्सप्रेस्ड एज फंक्शन ऑफ x. जब dx पहले है तो x इज एक्सप्रेस्ड एज अ फंक्शन ऑफ y.
ओके मैम. और मैम से हमने पहले मैम इसमें इंटीग्रेशन में dx हो सकता है एक साथ या dy?
नहीं, दोनों रीजन्स में मूव करना है ना. वो नहीं होता कभी भी. इट्स ऑलवेज dy dx और dx dy.
ओके मैम. और मैम इसमें ऐसा हो सकता है कि दोनों लिमिट वेरिएबल हो?
नहीं, वो भी मैंने आपको बता दिया कि आउटर लिमिट्स को तो कांस्टेंट होना ही पड़ेगा, नहीं तो वो आपका वॉल्यूम नहीं रिप्रेजेंट होगा. दोनों वेरिएबल्स के कोई फायदा नहीं होता. मींस इट्स नॉट रिक्वायर्ड. आपने एक डायरेक्शन में, इट्स समथिंग लाइक, देखो आपको ये एरिया कवर करना है. इट्स समथिंग लाइक, यू जस्ट इमेजिन, वैसे तो वॉल्यूम है बट इट्स, आप बस कवर करो कि आपको ये एरिया कवर करना है. तो मैं ऐसे ऐसे कवर करूं, ऐसे ऐसे. तो ऐसे ऐसे कवर करने में क्या हो रहा है कि y तो कांस्टेंट, मतलब आप एक फाइनल से अपर बता दोगे, बट आपको x की डायरेक्शन में आप हर बार अलग डिस्टेंस कवर कर रहे हो, तो वो वेरिएबल हो गया ना x की डायरेक्शन में. आप x की डायरेक्शन में यहाँ ज्यादा था, फिर कम था, फिर कम था, फिर कम था, तो x की डायरेक्शन में वेरिएशन आ गई, बट y का कांस्टेंट हो गया यहाँ से यहाँ तक. जब मैं इस तरीके से कवर कर रही हूँ, अब देखो हर बार आप एक डिस्टेंस, हाइट कवर कर रहे हो, तो आपके y के डायरेक्शन में वेरिएशन है जो चीज आप कवर कर रहे हो, बट फाइनली कहाँ से कहाँ तक, तो x 0 से लेकर 1 तक आप ये चीज कर रहे हो. सो इट्स जस्ट आपको कलर फिलिंग करनी है. आप ऐसे करो या ऐसे करो, डजंट मैटर. अल्टीमेटली आपको पूरा एरिया वॉल्यूम कवर करना है. इट्स जस्ट द डायरेक्शन इन विच यू आर ट्राइंग टू कैप्चर दैट.
ओके.
Yeah, so there is no rule for deciding the order of integration, as I've just explained to you. It's just अगर तो क्वेश्चन में गिवन होगा, जैसे प्रीवियस क्वेश्चन में बता ही दिया था कि इसको सॉल्व करो, तो हम सीधा उसी ऑर्डर में करते हैं इंटीग्रल सॉल्व. बट अगर उन्होंने नहीं बताया, जैसे ये क्वेश्चन है, मोस्ट ऑफ द क्वेश्चंस आर लाइक दिस, हम और भी बहुत सारे एग्जांपल्स करेंगे, तो उसमें आपके पास हमेशा चॉइस होती है. चॉइस में बिकॉज हम एक ही टेक्निक में ज्यादा एफिशिएंट हो जाते हैं, तो हम हमेशा dy dx चूज कर लेते हैं. बट इट्स रियली, अगेन मैंने आपको दोनों बता दिए, आप दोनों तरीके से प्रैक्टिस करके देखोगे, सो यू विल फाइंड इट दैट विच एवर वे यू डू, यू आर फाइनली गोइंग टू गेट इट. हाउएवर ऐसे भी क्वेश्चंस आएंगे जिनमें हमें बेनिफिट होगा कि अगर हम ऐसे करते हैं तो बेनिफिट हो रहा है, मींस इजी हो रहा है कैलकुलेशन करना, और ऐसे करते हैं तो थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट हो रहा है. सो विल डू दैट काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चन जिसमें डिसाइडिंग ये इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाएगी, बट अदरवाइज आंख बंद करके हर बारी हम dy dx चूज कर लेते हैं बिकॉज ये वर्टिकल लाइन वाला मेथड इजी है. So that's all for today's lecture. I'll upload the previous lecture also, and yeah, and tomorrow we'll have another lecture. Okay, thank you for today.